Hi guys, I know it's late, but I want to talk a little bit about some stuff that's gone on recently, and I want to get a little deep and personal with everybody for a couple minutes. I promise I won't take too much time, but there are a few things that I kind of just want to get off my chest and hopefully extend some things to my friends because I love you all very, very much, and I want us to all be on the same page, I guess, and I think this is going to help that a lot. Okay, I will always extend a hand to basically anyone, because I've gone through some shit since middle school, and I don't know how old I was from middle school. 17, 14, I guess. I was in middle school, and entering middle school, not seeing my friends, not doing well in school, having issues in school, a lot of family stuff was going on, a lot of family stuff was really influencing and impacting my life, and it was the start of a really rough time for me, and at that time, I didn't actually realize it was depression. I realized it was just life. It didn't faze me. I didn't like school. I didn't like being home. I didn't like, the further away from home, the better. But I got through it very slow and painfully, and then I entered high school, and high school was rough. Freshman and sophomore year was bad because I was basically losing my best friend. She was replacing me with some other friends of hers, and instead of just kind of incorporating us all together, she'd hang out with her friends, and then she would exclude me, and it was really rough because we had the same class together. We had the same English class, and she would talk to me about all the stuff she's doing with her friends. Oh yeah, I'm going out with so-and-so to the movies and the mall, and we're hanging out at my house, and da-da-da-da, and I can't wait to see them, and we're talking about doing this and doing that, and I'm sitting there blown over the fact that we used to call each other on the phone every night and talk for like an hour, 2 hours every night, and all of a sudden it was, oh, so I was talking to so-and-so, and this is going on, and da-da-da, and, now I'm just the third person basically hearing all this stuff, and it was rough. And she was like the only girl I had known since I was a kid, and we weren't friends right away, but we became really good friends after a certain point, and it was rough because I had known her and we were always so close, and it just, and then I became friends with this other girl and her sister, and we were all really close and we were good friends, but at the same time I don't think I was the first person to go to, and it was rough. I mean, knowing your irreplaceable friend is always rough, but I got through my freshman and sophomore year with all this crap, and life, and family shit, and it was rough, and I'm going to explain everything in a minute, and then junior year hit, and that's where everything went downhill, and things have never been the same since junior year. Junior year, I was in an English class. I was in just a plain year 3 English class, but my class was cliques. It was all groups. Like, we had all the jocks in the corner, we had all the badasses in the corner, then we had all the not the punks, but best way to put it, like, all these groupings of friends were together, and then I was by myself. I was the only one in the class that didn't actually have a friend in the class already, and it was rough, because I was already the loner, the loser of the class, because of who I was, and I wasn't that pretty, and I didn't wear the makeup, and I wasn't a punk, and I didn't do this, and it was just, I was the outcast of the group, and it was rough for that class because my teacher loved group work. It was, oh, let's do vocab in groups, and let's do presentations in front of the class in groups, but only one person from the group is going to actually say anything. So it was rough, and when I went to my counselor about it, she turned to me and said, I'm going to have a talk with you and the teacher and me. We're going to talk and figure this all out, get it all straightened out. It never happened. My guidance counselor was a total piece of crap in my mind, and every problem I ever went to her about, she never fixed. She had some excuse for everything. Oh, well, this teacher is pregnant, so that's why she's a bitch. And, oh, this teacher does this, so we'll do this. And, oh, you're not really doing that because there's no proof to it. And so, I got hit with depression really hard junior year. I would lay in my floor in my bedroom with the lights out, with really bad music playing. I mean, like, really just dark and deep music playing about, you know, like dying and all this stuff. That wasn't really me. I mean, it was great music. I will never drop genre, but it was another music I was listening to more. And I mean, this happened every night for months. And I used to take, and it was getting really bad when I used to take an Acme bottle, but I was usually like the Clearasil bottles, and I would take the corners of it, and I would like mark my arms, like my shoulder blades with it, every night. And it wouldn't break skin, it wouldn't really mark, it wouldn't do anything, it was just there. And it would clear up the next morning. My teacher would go over it, no one would ever know. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want anyone to know, because if my family knew, it would create more problems, and we had enough problems going on, and I couldn't handle the pressure of knowing that they were always watching me and doing this and thinking this, and it was way too much. So I never told them. And actually, to this day, they still never know. And that's how bad it was for a really long time. And that's where the whole thing started for me. It started my junior year. Senior year, I had effective communications, which was basically a public speaking class. And we did nothing but give speeches in front of the class every couple weeks. And I was getting better with my depression. I was handling it better because the classes had changed. Little things had changed, and I was doing a little better. I was still paranoid because I was trying to figure out what school I wanted to go to, and I told my counselor I want to go to, communication, Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and she turned to me and said, no, you don't want to go there. You want to go to community college. And I was like, no, I really want to go here. No, you don't want to go there. We're going to sit down with her mother. We're going to tell her you don't really want to go there. You want to go here. And when we had a seminar in my health class about depression, we had to watch a video and like the signs and everything, and we had to fill out the survey, and I filled out the survey knowing that another woman was going to read it. Of course, when I had the stupid seminar, that counselor wasn't there. She had to leave or something, and my counselor got my paper, and she sat me down in her office. She called me out of class, sat me in her office. She's like, I read over your booklet, and you had this marked off, and this checked off, and this, and I was like, yeah, I did. And she wanted me to show her my wrists and make sure I was okay, otherwise she couldn't send me home. And I was like, whatever, there's nothing to show here. And I wouldn't talk to her. I didn't like her. I didn't want to say anything to her. So I lied, and at that time I hadn't had anything on my wrist anyway. I mean, my shoulders were a different story, but they were still clearing up. Like, you couldn't tell anything about it anyway. But she checked it, set me on my merry way, and that was the last time I heard about it. Because she didn't file through the rest of the way, so I never actually got the help that I needed for it. So that's part of the reason why I don't trust people. But that went on for a while, and then I was good until college. I think somewhere along the lines of Brookdale. I don't actually remember what happened. I remember the first night I actually, took scissors and I opened up the plate. I still have them. I would take my scissors and I would take the sharp point and I would dig into my wrists. again and again and again, and it would bleed, and it stung, and it hurt, and I would bandage it up, and I'd leave it, and my family didn't actually realize I did that for a couple days. I had opened it up because the one was looking not really gross, but it was taking a while to heal. And I took the bandage off, and not thinking, I reached across the kitchen table right to my mom, and she saw it. She's like, "What happened here?" And I lied and told her it was from work. And when I told her, like, when I made the comment about it, I go, "Oh, it's just work." And my dad's freaking out because the accident report, my mom made a comment about, "Oh, you're just trying to be one of them." Because she didn't know what cutting was or what anything was until a coworker of hers did it, and had all these scars on her wrist and covered it up with like bands and stuff, and she talked to me about it. So, and that after she saw it on me, she already knew what it was, and she made a crack about it. And I was like, I went from that point on, I was like, I'm not going to tell you what's going on because I don't want to hear the jokes, I don't want to hear the snide comments and remarks, and I was done. And I kind of ended it there with my decision on telling my family, because I was like, from this point on, I'm not going to deal with it. So I've never told them to this day because of that, and I know my father would never. My dad makes really nasty comments. Like, he is verbally abusive, and then it's to the point where I can kind of deal with it. Like, I brush most of it off, and I deal with it, or I snap back at him, but there are some things that are very personal to me, like depression and self-harm, and that I refuse to let anyone joke about, making really nasty comments about, because it's just a huge part of my life. It's affected me for so many years. I've gone with it untreated since middle school, basically. So it's very close to my heart, and I won't let anyone do anything inappropriate like that, especially in my family. So I keep my mouth shut. The only reason I'm actually probably here today is because when my depression got really bad, I used to call my grandmother, and she wouldn't know what was going on, but she would be like, I love you, and I'm always here for you. If you need to call and just say hi, or you're not feeling good. Like, she knew what was going on. Whether she realized it or not, but she knew what was going on, and she kept me going. Like, she didn't say much. We would talk a little, and I'd cry a little, and it was nice. I would talk to her basically once a week, and it got me through the week, and I'm so grateful for that, because if I didn't have her in my life, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know where I'd be. So yeah. But this actually brings me to my main point. I go through mental breakdowns quite often, actually, since last year, when my life kind of flipped upside down and I haven't been able to get a grasp on it yet, and I'm still working towards it. But I will have really bad mental breakdowns, and some people saw on Tumblr the other day, and I mean, it lasts for 2 days, and it can go longer, it can go shorter, it can happen sporadically, every 6 months, every 2 weeks, every whatever. I don't know when they happen. They just hit me really hard, and they're sucky, and I don't know any way to really control them. I just know how I handle them, and how I handle them is terrible. But I just want to get up. So when that happens, I don't really know what I need. I know what I personally need, and I don't have it, so I can't do it. But I definitely know where people are coming from. I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely been there, and because I'm older than most of the people that I know, like in my close circle of friends, I'm probably one of the older of them. In my town friends, I'm one of the youngest, but I'm not only, it's only younger by a couple of months, but they haven't gone through what I go through, and if they have, they've been really quiet about it, so they don't know about it. And the girl that I did know about it, who was hospitalized for it and got treated for it in a couple cases, I don't talk to her anymore. So it's I'm working through it, I guess, but I want everyone to understand something. Because I am older, I definitely have been there. You know, when I say I've been there, I've dealt with it. I know exactly what you're feeling. I know it. I've dealt with it for so many years, and I don't want you guys to go through what I went through when I'm going through. It sucks. It's the worst thing in the world to deal with, and I hate it. And if I could eradicate it from the world forever, then I would eradicate it from the world forever, because there's nothing more that I want to do than just get rid of it. Depression is the worst thing I feel that there could be in the world. I mean, okay, yes, there's cancer, and cancer is terrible, and I don't wish that on anybody either, but this is something that people will argue about that isn't real. I mean, and people will treat you differently because you know that you've got it, or if you've ever harmed yourself in any way, shape, or form, or something, like, because I guess it's something that you can't physically see sometimes, people treat it very differently, and people have their own aspects of it because they just have their own concepts of it. Oh, well, you can't do this because, you know, the comments that are made are wrong, and I don't want anyone to go through what I've dealt with to end up where I'm at, because I have a lot of regrets in my life because of it. I'm 23 and I regret a lot that I've done. And do I continue to do some of it? Sometimes, yeah. But I don't want anyone else to go through it at all. And you know what? If you have to come to me and talk to me, my phone's always on. Literally, my phone's always on. It's never actually turned off. So I'm always there. And if I'm at work, I will make time. I will talk to you. Because I don't want you to do something that you're going to regret forever. Because I don't want you to have the thoughts and the feelings that I have. I just don't want to see it from anybody that I love. Which is just who I am as a person. If someone had come to me and, you know, kind of helped me through it, then I think I would have an experience on it, but I'm dealing with it the same way everybody else is. It's just I've been around a little longer, so I've dealt with it more. I've dealt with the pressures of certain things and the hardships of certain things, and you know, I get it, and I'm here, and I want to be here, and every person that I know, I'm here for, physically. There are people there's only a few people I could count, there's on my hands I could count for, and be like, you're the reason I'm here, you're the reason I'm here, you're the reason I'm here. And you know what, even if it's numbers I can count, that's all I want, because, you know, I'll help these 3 people, and they'll hopefully help 3 people, and, you know, together we'll get through this, and together we'll eradicate this terrible disease that sucks. And, that's kind of it, but I also want to give you some kind of proof of what I go through. The marks, the black pencil lines, are all the marks that I've done. I don't make new. They heal, I reopen them, and I do this every time with the same tools. I moved on my body recently to my thigh, and it doesn't heal, actually. The first time I did it, it healed in a couple of weeks over the summer. This one's actually been lasting kind of a long time, and it sucks. Because I'm thinking of the fact that I'm going to a convention in a month, and I have to wear a skirt, and I have cuts on my legs, and I'm praying that the skirt covers them. I don't remember. So, but if they don't, then I'm going to have to deal with it, because someone says it's a regret. You know, you do this shit, and this is what happens. So, what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't approve of what I do in any shape or form. I don't think anyone should have marks on them that they've physically inflicted. Do I understand that it happens? Yes. But I want to stop it. Okay, I know I'm probably terrible for saying that, because I've posted stuff about I want to cut, and I told my friend I wanted to, and, you know, I will really sit in bed and I'll shake and I'll quake for hours wanting to do it, and I somehow manage. I have shoelaces tied to my bed where I can, like, keep my arms kind of attached to, so I can't touch anything for the night, and it's a really rough night when that happens. But, like, that's what I've gotten to do, because I can't physically stop myself. Like, I can't just go, no, don't do it. So, but I get it, you know, and these heal. eventually, the ones on my leg will hopefully eventually heal. But you shouldn't have this. No one should have this. No one should deal with it. No one should feel like they need to, have to, want to. That's why I'm saying this for myself to get it out there, because I've never actually gone personal and deep and dark and said all this stuff to anybody, and to share it with everybody is kind of a huge thing for me. But I also want everyone to know that I am here, and I want to help. And even when I'm at my lowest, I will still help you get through yours, because I want to see you not do what I've done. That's my message. That's my thing. The whole reason I'm doing this is to let everyone know that I do not want you guys to go through this. It's not fun. It's not pleasant. You know, it's really rough knowing that I want to do this cut here, and I can't, because I'm like, no, because I have to go to work and work with my brother, and he'll see it, and he's not going to ask questions, because my family doesn't ask questions, but it's there. And the anxiety of it is 10 times worse than it should be, and there should be no anxiety. But yeah, you know, I wanted to say this for myself and get it out, and the fact that I didn't cry is surprising. But I just don't want I don't want to see anyone go through this. The last 2 days have been a living hell for me. Getting myself out of bed has been terrible. I haven't wanted, my alarm's gone off, and I've laid in bed, and I've fought myself to get out of bed, to go to the gym, to work out 20 minutes, sweat pouring off me, and I just want to give up and curl up and cry, and you know, like I can feel it in the center of my soul. It hurts. It doesn't want to move, and I don't want to see that in anybody else. I don't want to go through it. I don't want you to go through it. I want all of us to kind of get help together, and I want us to help each other together, because that is the only way we're going to get through the hell hole of a life that some of us have. And okay, I know people always say, well, why are you so depressed when this person has so much worse than you? Because you know what, they might have it so much worse than you, and it's true, and I'm not going to deny them their hardships, but I'm going through mine too. And no one should knock anyone down with the hardships, because what's going on with you is rough for you, what's going on with them is rough for them. And if we're always saying the next person has it worse, then you're not really helping the problem. It's not really going away. You're just feeling guilty, and you're just going to feel worse about it. And we need to work together so we can all overcome everything together, because I think that's the only way we're going to actually get somewhere with this. And I know I rambled a lot, and I know I probably didn't say a lot that I wanted to say, and I was vague on some parts, and I'm sorry, but I hope my message, my reason for this gets through, and I hope it does something. I hope it affects at least that one person that, you know, maybe is thinking about something that they don't want to do, or that they're not sure about, or that they're going to do, and maybe I can stop them from doing it. And that's all I want. I just want that one person to know that there's another way, and what they're thinking about will lead to something else that they don't want. Alrighty, well, I'm going to sign off, and I hope this helps in some way, shape, or form. I hope this helps. Till next time.